guys, welcome to Spooky Witches UK. Today I have a good one for you. So I'm going to discuss the events that inspired the film The Possession. It's a new little side thing that I'm going to be doing. For those of you that have not already watched, go and watch the one that I did about Amityville Horror. So for those of you who've watched this film, you already know what this is about. For those of you who don't, it follows a husband and his ex-wife on their journey to try and rid their daughter of this possession, which she received through a Dybbuk box. So this story happens to be based on events that happened. So, a bit of background about Dybbuk boxes. Dybbuk is Hebrew for a restless evil spirit that is able to haunt and even possess a human host. They're usually evil because they've been trapped in the box, as the souls were too evil to have a final resting place on Earth. So this then compelled them to take the bodies of the living. Now, the Dybbuk box gained popularity when the film of The Possession was released. People were flocking to eBay to purchase one of these supposed Dybbuk boxes to see if there was any eligibility to the story. Now, obviously, I do not recommend you go do this because I very much believe in them and I very much believe that things can go horribly wrong. That's why I will not do anything to do with Dybbuk boxes. I will not touch Ouija boards. I will not touch haunted dolls. Dolls don't really bother me, but the things that are attached to them do. However, they wanted to experience these Dybbuks for themselves, which wasn't the best idea, but each to their own. However, back to the story at hand. This started with a name called Kevin Manis. He purchased the box at an estate sale of a 103-year-old Holocaust survivor. She was the only person in her family to survive the Holocaust. And this box was one of 3 things that she brought with her. The other 2 being a sewing box and a steamer trunk, which is what she brought with her, and the Dybbuk box to the US. The granddaughter who was managing her estate had said that her grandmother was terrified of this box and made her family promise that none of them would open it. So when he offered her the box back, she refused. She didn't want anything to do with it. So when Manis was on his way home, this is where things start to get interesting. When he was on his way home with the box, he received a call from one of his employees stating that someone was smashing up his shop. Like, when he arrived on the scene, there was broken glass everywhere, and the perpetrator was never found. But the very same day, this employee had quit. Sounds a little bit suspicious to me. Anyway, so he goes home, cleans up the box, and then he gives it to his mother because it's her birthday. After having the box for a matter of minutes, she suffered a very bad stroke, and it made her cause... It was the cause of her losing all ability to speak for quite some time, the stroke. But he obviously didn't put the 2 things together, didn't think they were related whatsoever. So he tried to gift it to friends and family members, and any of those that actually took it returned it back within a couple of days, saying that the doors would open by themselves, they would smell jasmine and cat urine. And he then sold it to a couple who, like you guessed it, returned it back, saying, and I quote, "This box has darkness." Now you see, Mannis cannot get rid of this box. No matter how hard he tries, no matter who he gives it to, he can't get rid of it. So he starts having a recurring nightmare that he's being beaten to a pulp by his friends and family. So then on Friday the 13th, he found all the fish in his aquarium had died. So he still hasn't destroyed the box. He hasn't thrown it away because he's absolutely terrified that whatever haunts it would haunt him forever and he'd be stuck with it. Obviously, being stuck with something like that is a scary concept. My fringe is doing my head in. However, the tradition is that with these boxes... Oh dear. There we go. Now we've got that out of the way. So the tradition is that with these boxes that you're supposed to officially transfer it over to another owner so the spirit can move on to the next owner. He tried, but obviously, as you remember, no one would keep the box for more than a couple of days. So he eventually managed to sell the box online. He sold it to a student on eBay for $140, I think, around that. Now, the student was called Losif. Can't remember his first name. Losif was his last name. He said that he had also had bad luck when he purchased the box for 7 months. This guy and his friends kept falling victim to illnesses, broken fingers, swollen eyes, insomnia. And being an insomniac myself, I know insomnia sucks. A lot. So, their electronics would also die on a daily basis, and the real kicker for him, he was 20 years old and he started losing all his hair, which a healthy 20-year-old should not be doing. Anyway, the box now resides in a museum, in the hands of a museum curator, got that out, who has experiences, some of his experiences are the illnesses and the smells like some of them had before him. He said he's interested in the box and its religious background. There are Hebrew etchings all over it. So he said that when he dies, he would want the box to be buried with him, so then it can be finally the earth can finally be rid of it, so then it can't disturb anybody else. However, his most interesting answer was when asked if it was good or evil. He answered that it was neutral. It was neither good nor evil, and that it was designed and created to move a person towards their innermost desires or wants. He also said that sometimes persons' innermost desires or wish may not be a good thing to anybody on this planet. And he said the Dybbuk is all about moving forward towards understanding and exposing the truth. He does believe that it will remain in a neutral state as long as nobody else disturbs it from carrying out its tasks or goals, and as long as no one else requests anything from it. And for those that will not move forward with the box, they will receive several types of assaults until it is passed to someone who will. So, that's the story, guys. Let me know what you think. And I will, if you want to check it out, where I got this story, the website is themissingreal.com/the possession and its true story. Is a Dybbuk box something that you would want to mess about with? Not something I would personally want to mess about with. They are very real. Possession is a very real thing. Don't invite things into your home. Make sure that you stay safe. If you are going to purchase something like this, make sure you're going to stay safe. I do not endorse buying these, but thank you for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed this story. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Stay spooky, witches!